All right, are we live? Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So we're here. And I wanted to quickly take a look at the problem that I was working on yesterday. I thought of something when I was looking at it. And let me do that. Okay. Yeah. So I thought of something when I was when I was going to sleep. I had kind of a solution set out, and what I realized was I had this sort of edge case that popped up that I was like really confounded by, and I was like, where did this edge case come from? Why did this happen? I was so confused. Actually, I think I had it right the first time. And I also think this is also not, oh no, that is, yeah, that was something unexpected, also a change that I'd made. But I think the problem was that this else should never have been. Only, yeah, I think this else should never have been, and I didn't need to handle that test case. Let's see how we do on these other cases. Let's submit and see what happens. There we go. Yeah. See? Thought that was such. Yeah, so I was correct the first time that you always do at least one pop if they're equal to each other. If it's a file, so what's going to happen is we're going to push the file, even a previous file will push onto our directories. You just always pop at least once, whatever the previous thing was. So that was kind of a mistake. Now, whether or not we need to do this is only when you're dealing with the top level. So if you have a bunch of files that are just at the root directory, each time you're going to push and pop that file. However, when you check for your directory stack, it's going to be empty every time. So you're not going to update this with anything. Right? This would throw a runtime exception because there's nothing in the directory stack to check. So yeah, this was like a very subtle, slight thing, but I noticed it and realized it, and I was like, oh, it would have been a lot easier to code this sort of correctly. And you don't really need this as file anymore, do you? You could just do. It's not really necessary. Simplify the code. Simplification is generally ideal. Or, oh, no, I was wrong. Oh no, this isn't necessary either. You don't need that either. Because we don't have that right. We don't need that either because we don't have that part of the code anymore. That check is not necessary. So yeah, we don't need, also notice the time just randomly gives you either 100% or 16%. One or the other. Just keep rolling until you get 100%. I don't know how much more time I should spend on this. Yeah, the first idea that I had was fine. It was really good actually. This was a little awkward here, but yeah, you could even throw this in here. I kind of prefer to throw it up there only because I don't want this to be like too far off to the side. You could do, just thinking, I could clean this up. There is something you could do. How about this? Int I equals you could do the tab count and do I is less than the previous tab count. And I was going to say less than previous tab count plus 1, you do less than or equal to, and increment I. Try that. How's that work? That's a little bit cleaner. That's a little bit cleaner. Yeah, keep popping until you get up to the previous tab count and pop the previous tab as well. Yeah, well, yeah, really it should be the other way around. I think it's previous tab count less than or equal to tab count minus. I think this is logically makes a little more sense. You pop for each tab difference. Yeah, and then one extra pop. Yeah, okay. I think that's a little bit cleaner, easier to understand, cleaner, and you don't need that anymore. Same deal. This isn't really updating a stack anymore. This is just check possible return value. Yeah. Yeah, so this code is actually pretty simple overall. Like the whole thing is relatively simple. It's just the way I wrote it the first time, approached it, it was a little bit more, I don't know, I kind of got hung up on some things. So yeah, I wanted to revisit that because I was like, man, it didn't sit right with me. Like this is like not, this wasn't, didn't even need to be this like difficult. This didn't need to be this difficult. Didn't need this complicated. Didn't need all this extra stuff going on. Didn't actually have all these extra test cases. Cause I thought about it. I was like, this is actually like a really easy question. Like, why did this take me almost an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it was. And I think I just kind of got myself into a bit of a tizzy with different pieces of it. Could throw you off, but overall, I think this should not have been. This should have been like a pretty simple, pretty satisfying question. So yeah, pretty interesting. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna leave it at that and go on to another problem. So yeah, thank you. Just wanted to quickly like kind of review that. So yeah, take care. Talk to you soon.